Let me get this on tape, yo. Let me get this on tape.
All right. Think about this. If Jordan scored 99 on a test out of 100, right?
Right.
And LeBron scored, let's say, like a fucking 90, right? And then you had all these other people that scored, like, let's say 85, 84. Like, you know, they're all closer to LeBron, right?
Yeah.
But when you got Jordan, you feel me? He's so far ahead of him as far as the GOAT conversation. He might be close to him as far as rings. He might be close to him. He beat him in some statistical categories.
Yeah,
but when you're talking about number one and number two, if you have a race, whether I beat you by fucking 10 centimeters or I beat you by a mile, I beat you. You feel me? There is no doubt about it. It is no conversation to be had. I won. I'm better than you. So in a Super Bowl, right? If I beat you by 1 point or if I beat you by 20 points, I beat you. It's definitive. It's law. There's no debate about it. And that's kind of the situation with Jordan and LeBron. Like, yes, LeBron is close to him. You feel me? Like, LeBron is a solid number two. You could always argue Kobe could be number two as well. But when you're talking about getting that number one spot, it got to be definitive. You are the man. It ain't no arguments about it. And it's just too many arguments that you can put into LeBron's story why he's not number one.
Yeah, what you say about the 20 years, Joe? You said soft era?
Yo, Jordan basically did in 20 years, you feel, I mean, Jordan did in fucking, really it's not even 13 years, like I said, he got injured and everything like that for real. So really, let's just say a legit 11 years. He basically did more in 11 years as far as chips and accomplishments than LeBron did in 20 years. And my man Jordan also got a motherfucking Defensive Player of the Year and an MVP in the same season, bro. Like, who does that? Who does that type of shit? You feel me? The only reason he wouldn't have got it even more times is because, number one, how the fuck yo, can you think about it, right? All these people sitting around, like, you know, I'm a little too deep, but all these people sitting around, right? These people sitting around that decide who's the best in the league, right? Can you imagine these motherfuckers having a conversation like, all right, okay, he's the MVP. Yo, we can't give him Defensive Player of the Year too. Come on. No, we can't. But who can we give it to? We can't even pick nobody else to give it to. How many great players in the league, right? In NFL, baseball, you know what I mean, NBA, whatever, where like they should have been the MVP that year, but because they had won it too many times before, we can't give it to them now. Because it's just too much, right? Like, think about it, right? Legit with Jordan, like, you know how many scoring titles that man had? Like, bro,
like 10, I think.
Right, like insane type shit for real. Like, yo, he takes over the game when he want to take over the game. Like, when he decided, like, yo, I'm taking over the game, ain't nothing nobody can do about it.
Yeah, man.
LeBron has only had that. He's had flashes of that in his career. Jordan had that his entire career.
So many other players, right? He had the flashes like so many others.
Right.
Right.
That's how they do. Like, they make it seem like Bron did stuff nobody else ever did. But it's like, bro, I'm with bro on this, bro. It's like, it's just too much.
Yo, just if you just, yo, and then you also gotta understand too. You gotta understand that fucking LeBron spent $1 million a year on his body.
Yeah.
He definitely taking some kind of.
I mean, that to me that's irrelevant. But just think about the amount of money he spends on his body. Like, bro, like
$1 million a year.
Who's doing what he's doing?
Yeah. I just want to show my friend. My friends be thinking I'm crazy. That's why I wanted to record you, yo. Cause I be saying the same stuff. So I want to show. Like, when I get off, I'm gonna show them everything you saying.
Like,
Jordan went up against the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the bad boy Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing soft about that.
That's the other thing. Like, yo, if you really watch the games, right? If you watch the games in the highlights, right? Like, you can watch the whole game when you can watch the highlights. The way they fouled Jordan, like, yo, they was knocking him upside the head. They was knocking him upside the head. Yes. And did he get up and bitch and complain? No, he got him like, no, I'm still about to give it to y'all. You feel me? Like, come on, yo, is LeBron doing that these days? He's one one of the biggest players out there. Like, feel me? Like, dead serious. Right, like, yo, if you had some players that was about to fight, right? Like, LeBron is one of them dudes, like, 99% of the people in the league do not want to fucking see in a fight, right? Whether you think he got skills or not, just from his sheer size. You feel me? You complaining about getting fouled and shit?
Yeah, man.
Come on, yo, bro. Right. Now I will say this: if LeBron came up in Jordan's era and he wasn't soft, which he shouldn't have been if he came up in that era, then yeah, it would have been a totally different story. You feel me?
Yeah.
You would have a better argument to say that LeBron would have been better than Jordan in Jordan's era than to say that LeBron is just better than Jordan. No, that's a conversation I can have with you to say LeBron would have been better than Jordan in Jordan's era. As long as he had that mentality, yeah. Matter of fact, if he had the Mamba mentality, if he had that Jordan/Mamba mentality, he would be the best ever.
Facts.
Ain't no questions about it.
Facts. Cause it's like he had the most opportunities to win all them championships, bro. I think most of his losses on him.
Yeah.
You know, and they make excuses.
Bro, you went to the finals that many times?
Yeah.
Like, think about it like this, right? Yo, they just had the stat, right, that Steph Curry had 50 points. It was the most points in a I think it was the most points in a Game 7 ever. Yeah. Look, fucking Jordan didn't even go to a motherfucking Game 7 in the finals.
Yeah.
He didn't even have all right, we talk about playoffs, but in the finals, my man didn't even have a chance to go to a Game 7 because he ended that shit early. He's like, no, we're not going to a Game 7. Yeah. Because, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody knows once you get to that Game 7, anything can fucking happen. Shit can just not go your way. So why even let it get to that point?
Right.
Exactly.
Man. You're gonna hurt him with this one, yo. You're gonna hurt him with this one, yo. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's the score? It's 89-83.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
It's like, yo.
Like, why Golden State be wanting to make shit so? You gotta fact check me on this. If Steph gets 5, right? I think that would be the only trio ever, right? And then I don't know about the Bill Russell situation, but that would be the only trio ever that had 5. Because you gotta remember when Magic came in, Magic was a rookie. So that's another thing. After this, if Steph gets the 5, he's better than Magic, right? You gotta put him above Magic because Curry was basically like that driving force in all of his chips. You feel me? I mean, you had KD and everything, but
Steph got 2 without KD already.
Right, he got 2 without KD. That would be 3.
Probably wouldn't have Geneva though.
But also too, Magic had a supporting cast as well.
They weren't with him for five championships.
I don't think they was going to fall 5.
I think Kareem was going to fall 5.
I think Kareem was going to fall 5.
Because he retired a league. I think he was going to fall 5.
He might.
I think that's why I got Steph over Magic. Or close to Magic. Like, I think they were on the same
They
level.
very close. But also because Magic got the 5.
He
Magic's probably the best
was.
all-around player.
That's what it is. Like, he's 6'9". He can do a little bit more.
He's basically like probably not as big LeBron James.
You know what it is? I put Steph right there with Isaiah Thomas too. You feel me? I got Isaiah Thomas.
I had to put Steph over Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Like you got to think about it like you also got to think about it like this, right? Like like Magic was damn near 6'9", LeBron's damn near 6'9", and then you got somebody like Steph at like 6'3", which they listed as 6'3", but he might actually be 6'2". Right. And he out there fucking schooling people like he damn near AI people out there. You feel me?
He still runs around the court.
Right, like
he's like AI with a dynasty though.
Exactly.
He's still running around the court fast.
So
exactly.
We gonna have to see, man. It's
He's
probably
like an unselfish AI.
Yeah. That's crazy, yo. And what you say about how Steph made a dynasty in Bron era?
Oh yeah. My man Steph, he made a whole fucking dynasty in LeBron era.
You don't like LeBron.
I like basketball.
And you also hold on. Matter of fact, let's get real for a second, right? Let's say Steph goes.
People don't like LeBron for real.
Right. Hold on. No. As a humanity, hold on.
He can go on.
Hold on.
No reason at all. I don't like the nigga.
Hold on. Well, I ain't gonna say I hate LeBron. I hate him as a basketball player.
Dang, you ain't even.
As a humanitarian, yo, that dude is damn near next to Jesus. You feel me? Like, yo, for
At
real.
that point, I hate him as a basketball player.
Right, because you see him on the court and you're like, yo, you see him on the court and you be like, yo, you could be so much better.
You can be so much. That's what I'm saying.
Like, there's this, I look at him play and I could be like, yo, you could
You
be
can
so
just
much
do
better.
better.
He be doing that.
Huh?
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm a
No.
Kobe
He's
fan.
like, I want you to get your buckets. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, think about it, right? LeBron would mess around and he'd be like, yo, I could score 40. My other, you know, like whoever with me can score 30.
Right.
Your guy can score 40, and then your other guy can score 20 as long as we win.
He thinks
Yeah.
he
Like,
thinks
what?
he's Steph Curry, but he don't got
Destroy
the role players. That's
everybody.
what that is.
Okay.
He's trying to be Steph Curry without a Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. That's what that is.
But he got AD.
But AD hurt
That's
half the
another-
season.
No, but look, he had
AD
AD.
hurt half
No, but
the
look, he
season.
had AD.
AD there right now, though. Look
Yeah.
what they doing.
But every other season, that motherfucker been hurt for the whole
Right, but
season.
look what they
No, but
doing
look-
right
no.
now, though.
Yeah.
And they saying he the one really doing all the work. AD Boston.
Hey,
I feel like
yo,
he
did
had
y'all
enough-
see AD's last game? Like
I did.
before this? That
I
shit was
did.
crazy. Yo, AD would probably be the face of the league right now. If he bought like that, if he bought like he did last game, yo, he'd be the face of the fucking league, yo. Like he was an animal.
See, we got the game on right here.
Yeah, it's not. And then, I mean, like, yo, we can really jump in these chips real quick, right?
Uh-oh.
So, all right, let's talk about legitimate championships.
He said that bubble don't count. That bubble
Let's talk about
championship
legitimate championships.
that bubble championship don't count.
You know what? You know what?
He a professional.
I'll be honest.
Break
I
that
feel
down.
like that bubble championship got an asterisk next to it. I'm not gonna say it don't count, but it got an asterisk next to that championship. You feel me?
The COVID championship.
Exactly. Then you got your
That's a-
Cleveland
that's a
championship.
Black
That was a
Lives- look,
legitimate championship.
That's a Black Lives
Okay.
Matter championship.
But you went to go build a super team in Miami, so those two don't count. And you lost one. You supposed to three-peat, but you lost one.
Yeah,
You feel
I'm
me?
mad about
You were
that
supposed.
three-peat.
Think
I'm
about
mad
it.
about
Think about
that.
it, right? Like you were supposed to three-peat the way that Golden State was supposed to three-peat with KD.
Yeah.
You were supposed to three-peat.
Right.
You failed at that three-peat. There was no reason for you not to three-peat. You feel me? Those two championships don't count because you went to go build a super team, right? And then you lost to a non-super team, right? You lost to a non-super team. Yeah, the Spurs. You lost. Matter of fact, when they lost to the Spurs and the Mavs.
And the Mavs.
Yeah. So you was there. So yeah, you lost to the Spurs and the Mavs. That was two
Who the
non-super
Spurs had
teams.
back then? Who the Spurs had? Then they had Tim Duncan.
They had a squad. They had a squad.
They had a squad. I wanna say, nigga,
It
they had
wasn't
a
a
squad.
super team, no.
They said Tony
It's not a
Parker,
super
they
team.
had Tony Parker,
Tim Duncan?
No. Those were homegrown. You feel me? So you can't really say that was a
I
super
get
team.
what you're saying. You saying they ain't go out and put
Right.
together a team.
Exactly. So
And he was old anyway, for real.
Exactly. So you talking about all right, cool. So use in Miami, but those two don't count, right? Then your Cleveland championship is 100% legit. All right, that's your best championship that you got, right?
by
If you go
himself.
get this one, you basically got 2.5 chips. You feel me? Because
I see
even though technically they don't want to say it's a super team, y'all do got D'Lo. Right,
D'Lo is good, yeah.
and y'all got AD, and you built that team.
Yep.
You feel? You had Russ. You had Russ. He's an MVP. Come on, you feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Just because it
yeah.
didn't work,
was-
just
yeah.
because that shit didn't work, no. If y'all won a championship, that shit would have been illegitimate because you had Russ and you had
That's what
fucking
I
AD.
always say. Just
You
'cause
feel
it
me? You
backfired
had an
on me.
MVP and you had a top 5 player in the league.
Because,
You feel me? Even if you say
AD
AD is top 10 player in the league, you had Russ who's an MVP and you had a top 10 player in the league. That's a super team. Sorry, buddy.
And he had
Sorry,
Melo.
buddy.
He had
Huh?
Melo too.
I'll give you that.
They did have Melo. That
Yeah,
year they won the chip, they had Melo.
No,
Shit,
they
did
had
they
Ashton.
have Howard?
Yeah, Howard, Rondo.
Right.
The Lakers.
Exactly.
They had
So
Melo
that
as
bubble,
like a
so
full
that bubble
option.
championship was an asterisk. That's a serious asterisk,
And then
right?
remember,
I
AD
ain't-
got one chip.
I'm trying to help.
You just got that
I'm
Cleveland.
trying to help. I'm trying to help LeBron's argument,
Cleveland.
and I'm still going to say that that's an asterisk. We could take it away, but that's an asterisk, right? And you had your Cleveland championship. So
you
basically,
say that's the only chip one he got, right?
that's his only legitimate, his only true legitimate chip. You feel me? All right, now let's go to Golden State. Let's go to Golden State.
Gosh,
All right, the two that you had with KD was illegitimate championships. That was a super team, right? But you still had that championship that you did win legitimately, and then you got that one after KD. So it's really 2 to 1.5.
Okay.
As far as Steph and LeBron?
Huh?
As far as like
If
Steph
you're talking about Steph versus LeBron,
Right,
it's 2
right.
legitimate championships to basically 1.5.
Right,
And you can make the argument that it's really 2 to 1.
Right. And then look, the way how I look at it is like, yo, he
speaking
still
with
had
logic.
Kyrie.
You can't argue with logic.
He still had Kyrie. I think Kyrie better than Clay. And then last year he had Andrew Wiggins was basically the second best player. I think Kyrie better than Wiggins too.
You don't think Kyrie better than Steph?
I used to think he's better than Steph.
Kyrie is better talent than Steph, but he's not a better player than Steph. It's kind of like saying LeBron has more talent than Jordan. If you want to make that argument, we can make that argument. We can have that conversation. But he wasn't better than Jordan. Shit, think about it, right? LeBron was a motherfucking wide receiver. He could have went to the league for being a wide receiver. That dude would have been Megatron before Megatron.
This man right here really laying all the facts down.
He's speaking with
No, LeBron could have been one. LeBron really could go down as one of the greatest athletes of all time. You feel me? Like Jamaicans for the longest time, they've always been like great sprinters. You feel me? I'd say always, but like they, at least in the last like 10 to 15 to 20 years, they have a lineage of sprinters, right? The same way Kenyans do long distance. You feel me? So it's like when you're born and bred and you're in that environment, in that vacuum, you feel me? Like, bro, what are you talking about? You have a genetic advantage, and not only do you have a genetic advantage, you have an environmental advantage because growing up in that culture, you feel me?
That's all they know.
So when you add that, you talking about on top of height, speed, and culture. Think about it, right? Like, imagine if you grew up right in